Hi, everybody. We're back. Greetings. We're going to do the part two on the astrotheology in the Bible, and I'm so sorry. My rookie, just learning how to do this in a very good way. I shared screens that didn't get seen on the 39-minute video, which I thought was really good because I seen it, but I found out it appears what was wrong, and so I'm going here to show those videos again and then do the rest of the other part. And let's get started since it's going to be a little time consuming, right? It's going to be a little time consuming. So let's go ahead and go here. And let's go ahead and start where we're going to start, right? We're going to start with Aquarius. And you may not see it, and hopefully you're going to see it now. There we go. There we go. Hopefully it's being seen, right? Let's see what we could do with this. Let's do this. No, I don't want this scene. So let's go out of here. Um, I didn't really want it that way. Wanted it more this way. And I did not want this part to necessarily be seen. Um, yeah. Anyways, and the screen sharing stopped. So let me do this again. Screen share. Um, and we're going to go Aquarius. And there we go. All right. Hope you guys see that in your screen share, right? Please be seeing. So Aquarius, we went through those first six signs and we didn't post this yesterday. The first sign I talk about is Aquarius, which is represented, we talked about as an air sign. It starts the new year. We talked about that. And the story of Zeus and the young boy, the son of man, baptism, water, pitcher, fountain. Anytime you see these in scriptures, it is talking astrotheology, which we talked about is very much deep embedded and encoded in the Bible. It is there. I even mentioned yesterday about Jesus talking about when you see a man bearing water, follow him. All that would be Aquarius. So there's your Aquarian. Um, yeah, there's your Aquarius. We're going to go off the page. Sharing stopped. I'm going to show you real quick the second one that I want to share, which is going to be, I believe, Pisces. Let's go here. Pisces. It's shared, right? Where to go? Now I don't see it. Now I do see it. Now I'm going to go back to nope, 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 nope. Bear with me. And my nope, 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 nope. Gosh damn. Sorry, people. Uh, we're gonna have to stop this recording. Yeah, we're gonna have to stop this recording. It looks like. Let me share again. Okay, that's what I want. Not gonna stop it. Getting a little frustrated doing it again. We're gonna do this and get this right. Pisces. Pisces is a sign of the two fish in the water, right? It is represented there. The stream, river, pond, lake, and sea and ocean. The second sign, Pisces, a water sign. We went over this yesterday more in depth, right? I'm showing you if you need to take pictures of this and would like to for your own study, reading, or whatever you might find that you like to do about it. That would with that would be awesome. So we're going to go into the next sign. Be very, 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 very right. Patient with me. Be very patient with me as I'm learning to work through this. So this is only like the second time I did this. So we're going to go into, and it's not there. That's the one I didn't get, is Aries, and Aries, of course, is a fire sign. It is the sign of the lamb, and we talked about that yesterday. So we're going to bypass Aries, right? And we're going to go to Taurus. There we go. So if we go to Taurus, hope that's good and seeable. We're looking at Taurus now. Taurus is the bull. When you look at the sky and see Taurus during the season, there it is. Go ahead and take pictures of this. I talked much about this yesterday. Taurus is the bull. That's when you plant in the season of Taurus, and you plant and you use an ox, a bull, or calf, or cow to disc your fields, so you can do the planting and softening up the fallow ground, right? So that's why you would use the Taurus. All right, get better. The more I do this, the better I get at it. Just remember that the more I do this, the better I get at it. So let's back to there. The more I do this, the better I get at it. So Taurus, we're going to go to Gemini. I'm going to put Taurus there. Let me see if I'm even in the other place. Sharing the screen. Let me share the screen. Yeah, let me share the screen right now. And we are there, and we are going to share. Yes. All right, all right, all right. Do you see it? Yes. Appreciate that. Don't tell me I'm wrong. It's there. Gemini, the twins. I said the wrong thing. I said this was the twins was the wrong person yesterday. The twin would be Jesus and Thomas, doubting Thomas, full of faith. Jesus, right? The doubting Thomas, the polar opposites. They're the twin brothers. Gemini always represents the twin brother, right? The twin brother, the twin brother. Um, Also connected. All these signs are connected to organs, the seven organs, with excluding the sun and the moons, right? Those planetary planetary systems connected to this. Gemini, you have how many lungs? Two. That's the twins. It is a air sign. What does your lung do? It takes in oxygen. So right. So there's your Gemini. And now we'll start with actually what we do. We're going to start where we left off yesterday. We're going to start, or did we do Cancer yesterday? Let's do Cancer. Right, January. Let me see. We did Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and let's share one more. The one we're going to share is the sign of Cancer. Right, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to have Cancer. We're going to minimize this down. I'm getting better at this already. We're going to share the screen, and we're going to share the Cancer. It should be there, right? Tell me it's there. There it is. Yes, yes. D-Boy, you're getting it, Danny. And if you see my name's Daniel Averill. That was the D-Boy was given to me by really close friends a long, long time ago. People have called me that since I was a youngster. D-Boy. Actually, when I was a teen, early teen, middle teen, this is in the 70s, I had very long hair. My hair is very dark brown. It gets more curly. And many people called me a Jimmy Page lookalike back in those days. So I even rode with that. But anyways, notice this here. What do we see in here? We're seeing we talked about this. It's a sidewalker, right? The Cancer sign is sidewalking. The Cancer is a crab. It's the sideways moving creature as the sun rises a degree on its axis during December 25th, stops at June 21st. From the winter solstice to the beginning of summer solstice, then for 3 days it rises to the same degree, similar to what it does in the opposite in where it doesn't have the movement for 3 days in December 25th, and they would call it dead or in the tomb. The rising from the dead 3 days. That's where the story comes from. It does. And very many ancient. I have a book called The 16 Christ Before Christianity, and it talks about all these mythologies of all these ancient, from Zoroastrianism all the way back to other cultures. They have the same story. Egypt, born of a virgin, birth, walked on water, raised the dead, all of them, same story. They have these attributes, right? So, all right. So we're gonna go now. We're gonna go to Leo and start the new one where we're at, right? We're gonna go to Leo. So we go to Leo, right? I believe Leo is right after that. Yes, Leo. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, more all right. Right. See if we can get me. I didn't really want to get these guys there, but they're there. So it's all right. Cover that up. Put the me here. All right. I don't know if you see this other side or not. It's okay. But Leo. Leo is happens right at that as Cancer ends. We go into Leo. This is the beginning and the second part. Well, the first part will be added, but this is really where we left off. I'm sorry for this, but it appears I know what I'm doing now. So thank you for being patient with me. I went through this last night actually with my wife who does this for her living in a business. So she kind of told me what the step I missed. I missed a huge step, and I was covering it up with my files. Even though I seen the pictures, you guys didn't see the pictures, and it appears you see the pictures now because it gave me the box with the picture. So anytime you hear anything in the Bible and you read scriptures, Old Testament, New Scriptures, Book of the Dead, any of those ancient writings, Old Testament, New Testament, Book of the Dead, uh, any of the Phoenician, Canaanite stuff, you're always going to see all these scriptures are all applicable to any of the old ancient books from Samaria, Phoenicia, Egypt, all that. The lion is the king. They made a movie called The Lion King. The lion, the king of the jungle. The ruling planet is actually the sun. We're in the height of the sun in Leo, right? It started the June 21st, excuse me, June 21st or July 21st, and it goes on into maybe it does start from June. No, no, it is July, I believe. July. No, it's June, huh? No, Cancer is from so it's end of July, July 20th. That's right. I was getting the kind of reversed the month coming out of my head, but anyways, it rules the sun, Leo, the lion, and it's a lion, lioness cub. Anytime you see this in scriptures and stories, you can always apply it to astrotheology to get a better understanding when you get all these things. Because you might have scriptures that say there was there was in the jungle there was a lion, but on the other side, I'm just throwing out a scripture that's not a scripture, but on the other side of the land they had oil, bread, and oil bread and it was put together by virgins, you would know that would be talking about Virgo. And this is kind of the patterns you can start seeing. Leo, the 6 months before that, 6 months after that, right? You're looking at Aquarius. This ends up being the other side, the 6 months, the 180 degrees on the other side of Leo would be that, right? Would be Aquarius or February or the Aquarian sign, I believe, that which would be fire and air, right? So this detriment's always there. With Pisces, you'll have that with Virgo, the very opposite. Like I believe when Jesus caught 153 fish, there's many layered meanings in this. Um, and that's what you can see when you start using it because 153 can mean five, one plus five, three. And I've heard this before, which is nine, which can represent higher consciousness or 369. But also, it's, I believe, from Pisces to the beginning of the Virgo signs, 153 days also. But it's a very encoded thing. And encoding could be layered. It can't just be one thing. I heard this person talking when had a certain other person, Micah Dankon, and they were questioning things to find the essence of everything. But this wisdom's layered, and it's for you when you start decoding it, you find the different layers or perspectives. It doesn't disqualify one, but it will add to your perspective or your degrees. All right. Let's go out. So after that, I believe we got the next sign is Virgo, I believe. And the share stopped. See, I got Virgo twice. And God dang, what is going on here? Stop. what we're doing. I'm just kind of looking through this now. If you don't see me, I don't know if you do or not. I'm going to do this. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to share the screen with this, and we're going to share the screen. So this is Libra, not Virgo. Why did it hit this? I'm going to go out of this because before Virgo comes before this. Sorry. Have patience with the guy. Really have patience with the guy because I know why did I hit so it's hitting Libra and it says it's Virgo. That's weird. Let's go down here because I don't. Wow. So I did this. No, there's Virgo. Okay, what's the side? Is this Leo? Would be perfect if it's perfect. Perfect. I can do these two one right after another. We're gonna go down here. I know you hear me, but maybe you don't see me. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna lift this up just a little bit, and we're gonna share the screen. And as we share the screen, we're going to share the screen with um, Virgo. You see that? I hope you do. All right. Virgo. Virgo is the woman holding the wheat stock. Remember before when you were saying that if you plant in Taurus, the virgins would cultivate the wheat in Virgo in order to make bread. Also connected for the year, virgin, wheat, grain, seed, and corn would all follow in the sign of Virgo. So anytime you see multiple scriptures, you might see one talking about the bull was present in the field to the east, and on the west there was there was corn being cultivated by a virgin. You would know that would be the opposites. You're talking about Virgo and Taurus, which are the other side, the 180 degrees. That's the kind of stuff that knowledge you can get in accumulating degrees too. Is this is connection to it, the accumulation of the degrees, right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to go down, drop down Virgo. We're going to have Libra. We're going to stop a share. We're going to share. We're going to Libra, right? And here we go, Libra. So what you have in Libra, right? You're going to say, okay, D-boy, what is Libra? So you just had the Virgin, and you've seen that the sun, the harvest came in, right? The harvest is plentiful, corn, wheat, cultivated by virgins. The representative Virgo is a virgin. It means a mind untouched by man yet, because a virgin in the physical, right, is a woman not touched with a man's love yet, has not had that experience. So in consciousness, in this, Virgo would represent also the virgin mindset, not corrupted by man yet, not given into the thinking of man yet, open to spiritual and more higher conscious evaluations. But also remember, sun's peaking and now it's gone into fall. Notice the fall, right? The fall. We hear it in Christianity all the time, and in different sects, we hear about the fall of man, right? The fall of man. One more time, the fall of man, right? So the fall. What happens in fall? The sun starts to go down into winter. Fall is the prerequisite, or like so-called John was the forerunner of Jesus. Fall is the forerunner of winter. So what happens in Libra? Libra represents justice. It's also connected to the planet Saturn. The scales means the balance, the just one. The reason it's justice is because God's judgment, or the judge's God's Justice is the judgment of God's Son as it passes through over the fall equinox and begins descent into winter. Descent, not ascending, descent. It's falling, it's dying. Everything in winter dies, right? Leaves start changing colors to dry out, and then the tree starts withering. Um, Plants and stuff kind of go into their hibernation or to their death. It's actually representative of death and rebirth, the cycle, right? So it begins as descent into death. The Jews always celebrate their New Year's around the fall equinox. Libra is also wine season, which when you planted for grapes in Taurus, remember we talked about that, you would press the wine here the next month. So you're making the wine, the new wine, right? Then as we go into, you've taken the harvest that came in, but when the harvest came in, it's done, right? The harvest went from nothing to birth in Taurus, plantation into the harvest, meaning which is a type of death for that plant or for that harvest. Still, it comes around the cycle again. Farmers plant really according to that. But watch this: Libra's wine pressing. We talked about Taurus. It's a law. It represents the law, judge, justice, the just one, divorce, marriage, court, wine, vineyard. Anytime you see any of these scriptures, it ties into Libra, wine press, olive oil. Incidentally, frankincense or myrrh are both made from olive plants as well. Olive plants as well. We're going to stop the share. All right. So we went through Libra. We're going to go to now Scorpio. So we hit Libra, preceded that with Virgo, and we opened up with this Leo. So Leo was the height of the sun. We see the fall of the sun starts coming at Virgo, where the virgins start taking in and cultivating and picking the oil, the wine, the corn. Right. This is what it's representative of. And that's why you would have, remember, and then Libra brings the law, marriage, etc., judgment. God is judging his son as it passes into death. This is what this represents. This is the whole story of all these ancient stories talking about somebody dying and coming back again or resurrecting. The last one's not the first one at all. It's a copy of it. It goes into Babylon. The stories are used by many, many cultures. The names were changed according to the culture, right? So let's go into Scorpio, the scorpion, right? The scorpion. All right. Old Scorpio. There we go. Scorpio. And I'm going to minimize this one. And we're going to, as we minimize this, let me do something here. Let me switch this over a little bit because I can't share at this point. Let me see. Why isn't the sharing happening, or is it shared? I don't see it being shared. Let me minimize it real quick. Let's share the screen. And there's Scorpio. There we go. And we'll share. There we go. Folks, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. Bear with me. Is that Scorpio? Is that Scorpio down there? Yes. Tell me you see this. Please tell me you see this. Yes. All right. All right. So Scorpio. So we talked about, right? We talked about Scorpion's a scorpion. Scorpio is a scorpion. He is a betrayer. Notice this. When a scorpion bites you, it leaves an imprint in your skin that looks like two lips, like the kiss of death. The mafia uses a symbol as the kiss of death when they ace somebody, right? That's why Jesus was betrayed by Judas with a kiss. Remember who he did? He kissed him on the cheek. Sun is judged in Libra and betrayed in Scorpio. This means this is when he's betrayed into the winter, right? As this fall is winding down in Scorpio, we're getting ready to head into December 21st, winter. So the Scorpion's bringing for betrayal, right? And the scorpion is the kiss of death, right? And what did Judas do? It said he went and kissed him on the cheek. There's your symbol of the apostle being Scorpio, and kissed him on the cheek, representing the betrayal. So he's the betrayer, Scorpion. The sun is judged in Libra, betrayed in Scorpio. So the sun passed through the previous sign, which we talked about, Libra, the scales, set up by the harvest of the virgins into the fall. Now we're winding down the fall. The fall, the last part of the fall is as we enter into is going to the finality is the second to the last one. This the betrayer sets you into this. So that would be Scorpio, the scorpion, which is the water sign. Uh, it is it is a fixed water sign. It's not cardinal, right? Cardinal would be, if you looked at the cardinal water sign, what would that be? The cardinal water sign would be Cancer. This is the fixed one. So, and as we talked about earlier, Pisces would be the mutable one because it goes from that water sign goes in, and all these signs, all four of the type of signs, whether it's sun, a fire, water, earth, and air, all have these three. They have a cardinal sign, a fixed sign, and a mutable sign. This is all astrotheology. It's coded through the scriptures all the way through. I talked about the picture or the painting drawn by Michelangelo, where he at the Last Supper. If you notice, the Last Supper is 12 disciples, and Jesus 13 being him. He represents the sun in the center. The other signs, if you notice, there's four of them, right? 12. There's four groups of three, even in the painting, where the groups of three are all together talking and mingling, which represents spring, summer, fall, and winter. It was coded in the paintings, so it's right there. All right, we're going to get to the next one, the next sign. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it much. Appreciating it much, 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 much. So the sign after that, I believe, is as we go from there to the 20th or the Thanksgiving time, we're looking at Sagittarius, right? We're looking at Sagittarius. So what we're going to look for in Sagittarius, we're going to share here in a minute. All right, Sagittarius, we're there. We are there. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what Sagittarius do? It comes right after, right? It comes right after that sign of Scorpio. Sagittarius is where the bow and the arrow shoot the sun and inflict further punishment on the sun. So judgment's coming. You got a betrayal, you got a judgment, you got a betrayal, and now you got the last efforts to bring the sun down into punishment or its death. So here, as we go into the sign, which would start the latter half of November to the November 20th, right around there to December 20th. Sagittarius is where the bow and the arrow or the shoot the sun and inflict further punishment on the sun. This is where the sun dies. This is the last inflict, bringing it to its death, which would be December 21st. Why? Because on December 21st, the sun is at its lowest point in the horizon. It cannot rise any lower. It's dead. It's dead of winter. It came to its winter death. It came to its winter casket. It came to its winter tomb. This is where the story comes from. The story comes that you know of. This is where it comes from. It's facts, facts, facts. This is the awakening. You start realizing this stuff is hidden knowledge. Nothing of it is going to come at you the way you think it is. And if you do, you're not ready for this. You're still in indoctrination. This isn't for the indoctrinated. It's those who have been out and those who are coming out and those maybe who have a ear to hear. This would be the seed or their Taurus planting so they can have a harvest in Virgo spiritually. So you start looking at it, he's dead. It remains at the lowest point for 3 days, is why Jesus was dead, like I said, for 3 days. And on the 25th, or the birth of God's Son, it rises another degree and starts to make its way back to the top. The key is when you see the horse, bow, arrow, and spear and horseman, it's always talking about, you can refer back and see it's talking about Sagittarius. If it talked about scorpions, probably before that, you could see a scripture talking about, and there were scorpions in the desert, and the horsemen were riding, and they had their spears. You would see this is the two signs, one that follows another. This also goes a lot of times in the scripture. You'll see it's always referring back to the 180 degrees or the 6 months before. Always, always, always. This is something coded that always keeps happening when you're reading scriptures and even other ancient texts. It's not Abrahamic. You can find this coded in it because all these former knew this stuff. They coded it. And we have one more to share. One more. We got Capricorn. This is the final in the 12th ones, right? All right. So I hope this has been good for you. Sorry for the mishap. I do believe that I don't know what this is. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Uh, this is what I was talking about. I'm sorry for the mishap of not having my stuff together, right? And not able to share yesterday. Hopefully, this came out today. It appears I fixed it last night after all this. Got a little help from my wife, and then she kind of showed me because she does it. She does certain things with her job where she has to give share, right? And I want to get better at this too because I know there's a way to even do this even better with this. I like the screen to look a certain way, and you see I have it one time looking this way. I want to be more organized and better at this as I get better. It's weird doing my hands like this, right? But anyways, we're off and running, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the last one, Capricorn. We're going to do the last sign of Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, that's good. Don't really like this look, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. I don't really want that other stuff there. But anyways, I don't know if you guys see it. I hope not. Hope you just see me on the other screen, not my other screen, but probably do. And maybe it's being shared exactly into the one it needs to be shared into, which is this one, right? Capricorn, the goat, because because he climbs to the mountain, right? Capricorn goats, right, are the greatest. Really, if you ever seen goats climb mountains in terrain, they walk on the edge, but their footing and balance on learning how to walk up a mountain and cliffs where you would be like, man, you make one mistake, you're falling. They are professional, technical, high wire, high mountain, cliff edge walking savants. That's what the goat does. But what do you mean, D boy? I mean, Daniel, that. They walk. This represents, as the sun died on December 21st, stayed in its tomb to the 25th, 3 days. Notice that's the same story we got with the resurrection in the tomb. This is more ancient. The ancients taught this way before the last religion, which is Islam and Christianity. It's the last. The story is not new. The story is encoded with all kinds of great stuff, but you have to decode it to understand it. If you take it literal, swing and a miss. Just a fact. You're swinging and missing. You're in dogma. You're indoctrinated. You're believing things. That's where the belief comes in to fall for it. Remember, I said it's not about believing. It's about knowing. It's not about having an opinion. It's okay to say yay or nay. That's how I feel. It's okay to say I don't know or I know. I don't want to say I believe or in my opinion. Meaningless for me. When you start waking up, you see these things are meaningless. But the goat is walking up the hill after resurrection. The goat of Capricorn is walking. Why is it walking? It's walking us back towards summer, the high point again, right, of Leo. But actually, its first destination will be what's happened now, Aries, when all things, behold, all things come new, and the goat walks and becomes the lamb. The goat's on the one side and the sheep on the other side, or the lamb's on the other side. This is what it's talking about. Left side hemisphere, right side hemisphere brain, bring them into one. When many people see this, when I do it, I don't mean like prayers, because I'm not really looking to be a prey and a prey predator reality. This to me is bringing these two hemispheres into a unity, into the center itself. We're bringing unity. We're bringing this. We're bringing a unity, a oneness, a wholeness within. Then it goes down. Wholeness, balance, vibrations, right? Even, Stephen, balance. So Capricorn's walking us into the sun rising, when all things become new, when the flowers bloom again, the trees populate again, and everything, the honey's dripping again as the bees are pollinating everywhere, and everything's came to a newness of life after being in the tomb. But it had to be walked out the hill. This is also within you, Capricorn, the high walking goat, right? That has the best balanced foot stepping in every dangerous area. And he walks to the next highest point, which is the ram of Aries. Yes, sir. Yep. That would be your Christmas story, into and after, right? Christmas story after 21st December gets shot down by, before that, by the Bozeman. After coming through Scorpio, stung it. It's dying to winter. The sun's dying. It's going down. As the days get shorter, and the weather gets colder as we're into the coldness and death of winter. And then the Archman comes up and goes boom and inflicts the death into the death of winter, December 21st. But then wakes up out of the tomb, the sun, the sun, same thing. German, it's son is sun. Remember, English is a child of German. That's why etymology is so important to learn. And what do you guys have? You have the change of life. You have the thing that brings forth the change. You have the very thing of the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Continual cycle. That's the way this cycle works, right? All right. This finishes it off. I was so sorry about what happened, right? With yesterday's first part of this astrotheology in the Bible part 2. That's why I brought the ones that was my mistake, but I'm getting better at this, and believe me, I will do that and bring this good stuff, and I'll just get better at it. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let me share this. But you know what? Before we leave, I got through sharing the screen, I wanted to talk about, thank you guys for all the watches. Even the one without me having good things is really taken off since yesterday. Back-to-back days I did them. Usually I give a couple days for this one to see then, but I know I probably need to put them out more to be more consistent, and that's what I plan to do. Using my laptop instead of my phone now, creating a backdrop, as you see, Beautiful how the spirit's connected to the North Pole, right? That's a whole different, deeper level thing that we will not, that maybe one day we'll touch on. But anyways, you guys have a great day. Please share. Please share. Please, please, please. I would very much like for you all to share. To share. Please, please share. All right. Um, all my likes, all my increased uh, subscribers. Thank you. Share, please. New ones. Anybody else share that you know somebody else will benefit from that you know in your community that has a mindset for growth and sees things more and it came out of the came out. This really came out, right? Uh, came out of where they were at and have these experience and are looking for more. And let's move it as a community, help each other. Like I said, I'm going to try to bring some guests on. So you guys have a great day in some future. But we touched on 1 and 2 of astrology, astrotheology in the Bible.